First, tell yourself what you want to be, then act accordingly. These words come from Epictetus. They strike with the force of a command. A reminder that identity is shaped through action, not intention, not desire, action. Today we explore why Stoic discipline remains one of the most reliable paths to inner strength, why ancient warriors, monks, generals, and rulers lived by it, and why modern people still need it to become unbreakable. In the final years of Rome's Antonine Age, a young soldier named Lucius joined the northern legions. Every recruit arrived with pride. Lucius arrived with ambition. He wanted greatness. He wanted honor. But he lacked discipline. He avoided the cold morning drills. He skipped evening studies of tactics. He chased distraction when the work became dull. He believed he was destined for something more, but he did little to earn it. One winter morning, a veteran centurion named Flavian watched Lucius struggle during formation. The snow burned the recruit's feet. The wind cut through the armor. Lucius shivered and broke rank. Flavian walked to him. His steps were slow, measured, controlled, the mark of a man who had mastered himself before mastering anything else. He looked at Lucius and spoke with calm weight. Strength is not born from wanting. Strength is born from showing up. Then Flavian pointed to the frozen horizon. Every soldier you see here becomes unbreakable for one reason. Not skill, not talent, discipline. He handed Lucius a small wax tablet. On it was carved a single line. Endure the moment, shape the man. Flavian said, write this every morning. Read it every night. Live it in between. Weeks passed. Lucius rose before dawn. He embraced the cold instead of avoiding it. He repeated drills until his breath burned. He studied after dark until the candles melted. Nothing dramatic changed at first. His life felt ordinary, simple, repetitive, but something unseen was growing within him. A quiet strength, a steadiness, a resilience not dependent on motivation. Months later, when the frontier was attacked, Lucius stood firm while others panicked. He moved with clarity. He protected the line. He saved lives. The general praised his courage. Lucius only bowed and whispered the words he had carved into his mind. Endure the moment, shape the man. He had become unbreakable because he had mastered the discipline to act with purpose long before the crisis arrived. Stoic discipline is older than Rome itself. Zeno taught that virtue demands training. Cleanthes hauled water to strengthen the mind through effort. Epictetus reminded his students that the path of discipline is the path of freedom. Marcus Aurelius wrote daily so the mind would never stagnate. Stoics did not worship comfort. They trained the will. They practiced hardship in small doses to prepare for larger storms. Cold baths, simple meals, long studies, quiet reflection, acts of restraint. Discipline to the Stoics was not punishment. It was alignment, a way to bring desire into harmony with action, a way to turn intention into identity. Their message has survived every century because human nature has not changed. Comfort still tempts us. Distraction still weakens us, but discipline still strengthens us. Principle 1. Discipline creates stability. Explanation. The disciplined mind does not depend on emotional weather. It acts with consistency. It stands firm when feelings fluctuate. Stability is not found in motivation. It is found in routine. Modern example. You plan to wake early for a workout. The alarm rings. Your mind battles itself. Motivation wavers, but you rise anyway, not because you feel like it, because you said you would. That act stabilizes your inner world for the entire day. Action. Choose one daily ritual to perform without negotiation. A walk, a cold shower, 10 minutes of meditation, a page of journaling. Let this ritual anchor your identity. Principle 2. Discipline builds resilience before the crisis. Explanation. People often seek strength only when life becomes difficult. Stoics trained before difficulty arrived. They built resilience in calm moments so they would not break in chaotic ones. Modern example. A professional who practices calm breathing each morning finds clarity during unexpected pressure at work. While others spiral, they remain composed, not because they are naturally calm, because they trained for it. Action. Adopt a small voluntary hardship, skip unnecessary comforts. Walk instead of drive. Delay gratification. These simple trials build the muscle of resilience. Principle 3. Discipline frees you from impulse. Explanation. Undisciplined lives are ruled by urges, checking the phone, eating for comfort, escaping boredom with entertainment. Stoic discipline liberates you from impulse by teaching the mind to choose rather than react. Modern example. You set a rule to check your phone only at fixed times. The impulse arises, you resist it. The mind regains its authority. Action. Pick one impulsive habit and reduce it to a schedule. Control the openings. The behavior loses its grip. Principle 4. Discipline turns identity into action. Explanation. Many people want improvement. Few create routines to support it. Stoic discipline turns values into daily behaviors. Action shapes identity. Identity reinforces action. Modern example. Someone who identifies as a writer but rarely writes begins producing one paragraph each morning. After a month, they no longer claim to be a writer. They are one. Action. Define who you want to become. Write one sentence. A disciplined person does this. Then, do it daily. Principle 5. Discipline removes fear. Explanation. When you train consistently, fear weakens. Fear of failure, fear of challenge, fear of discomfort. Discipline makes you familiar with difficulty. It becomes ordinary, manageable, expected. Modern example. A person who practices public speaking for 5 minutes each day feels less anxiety during a real presentation. Not because the fear vanished, because they faced it before. Action. Expose yourself to small versions of your fears, often controlled, intentional. Each repetition builds power. Principle 6. Discipline builds a life you can respect. Explanation. Many people struggle with self-doubt because they witness their own inconsistencies. Stoic discipline restores self-respect. It proves to you that your word means something. It makes your life coherent. Modern example. Someone commits to a monthly financial plan. After weeks of following it, they feel a quiet pride, not from the money saved, from the trust rebuilt within themselves. Action. Create one promise small enough to keep. Then keep it. Repeat. Discipline is not a prison. It is a path cleared by the Stoics, a path walked by warriors and sages, a path available to anyone today. When you act with discipline, you become stable, resilient, focused, dependable, free from impulse, aligned with purpose. The world does not make you unbreakable. Your actions do. Remember the words on Lucius's tablet. Endure the moment, shape the man. This is how the unbreakable are made. Reminds us, clarity is born in the dust, not in victory. A defeated general stands alone on a quiet Roman field. His armor is cracked. His banner lies torn. But as dawn breaks, he kneels, wipes the soil from his hands, and studies the ground where he fell. In that moment, he sees the truth. His defeat revealed what comfort never could. We avoid failure, yet failure sharpens vision. It removes illusion and exposes what must change. Think of the setback that humbled you. Lost job, broken plan, failed attempt. It wasn't the end. It was the test. When you examine the fall instead of fleeing it, you gain the clarity needed to rise stronger. Today, take one challenge you've been avoiding and face it with calm intent. Sometimes the ground you fall on becomes the foundation you build on.